Hello and welcome back to my last video of 2025. Yeah, I cannot believe it either that the year is almost already over. It was a really weird year, at least for me, and I felt the need to come on here and recap it and finally put an ending line under it, leave 2025 behind me. The beginning was really rough for me, like I struggled a lot, and although the ending is not as quite as good as it could be because I have been sick for the past few weeks. So if my voice still sounds a bit weird, it's because of that. I do feel better now, but what the hell. And I just need to end 2025 on a positive note and with a good feeling. And that's what I'm here for. I want to look back at what I've done artistically this year, where I improved, where I could improve more. Yeah, just recapping my illustration year, my artist year, my artist life this year, and then see how I move forward with it. I tend to be too harsh to myself and I'm never satisfied with anything I do, and I always thought I could have done more, and at the end I always feel like, but sometimes it's important to acknowledge the steps you already did. Doesn't matter how much is still in front of you, just looking back and seeing the work you already put into it, and that's what I'm here basically for it. And I want to encourage you all to do the same for your journey and your goals or whatever in any regard. But today we're just talking about the artist part of my life, because that's what the channel is about. So thank you for watching, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Kaya and I'm an illustrator, and this year was actually my first year out of university and trying to find my way in the art world. And it's been rough, I won't lie about that. So I already said in the beginning, it was a struggle and it's still a struggle, but let's start from the beginning. Because I know, or I knew always, that starting your art career and trying to be independent is going to be rough at the start. Like, it's not gonna come easy to most people. Maybe there are some lucky ones, but most people will struggle a bit in the beginning. So I knew that and I expected that. And I expected the first year, the first couple of years to be a bit difficult. I just didn't expect so many outside things, life in general, but to be also so difficult and punching me down. Like, yeah, without going into too much detail, I just thought I could focus more on the struggle to become an artist, like preferably full-time and comfortably live from it. Life doesn't come as you plan it, so I learned that this year. When I finished university last year in September was the last month, but I think it already ended in August when we had the last presentations of stuffs for bachelor thesis and all. I was really motivated to go out and do all the things I need to do, but I also was really burnt out because the 3 years before that were like a lot. I always tried to do my best and take as much from this time that I could, which means I tried to put like 110% into every subject we had, which was good in the end because it helped me enormously with my skills, and not only the technical art stuff skills, but also like how I can talk about my work and present it and just be like more sociable when it comes to my art, which I couldn't do before that. Like going out to a convention and tabling there, or even just like putting myself on this platform, open to criticism of all kind. I couldn't do that, and because of that, the time was good. But the sudden cut from being in university like 5 times a week and being surrounded by like-minded creative people, artists of all kind, and then being thrown again into me sitting at home and working alone, it hit me harder than I thought. Like the structure I had when I was in university, like having those fixed deadlines and yeah, just a regular university week was giving me more stability than I had when I was out of university, and I had all these ideas. I'm gonna do this, and all those plans I had. It messed my schedule up a bit, and I got overwhelmed more than thought I would be, which is a bit hard to admit because I thought I could just so easily slide into all of this, like from university into the beginning of the work world. But somehow it was a mess in my private life with my job I had at this time, and then also my projects got mess because I wasn't feeling well, and the year started with me being all over the place. So the first half of the year up until May, I think, I struggled a lot with finding a routine and a structure that works for me, that allowed me to work efficiently and with fun. I don't know if I was, like to say, art blocked. I was just really questioning myself, and because of that I got really demotivated and didn't know if the path the right choice. Like I had many questions about all of this art stuff. The 3 years I spent at university, which I don't know if I said it, I was studying illustration to become an illustrator. That was my goal all along. I thought I had prepared myself so well for the beginning of the job, but I just thought it's gonna be hard finding jobs and being financially independent quickly, and not that mental load of, well, I actually have to do all of this now, was harder for me. Yeah, so I thought I was prepared, but after these 3 years I realized I don't even know what I want to do. But I'm at a point where I'm like, that's okay, I don't need to know, I'm gonna figure it out. In university I spend so much time experimenting and trying new things and leaving my comfort zone. So when I was done, I thought, okay, I have like this area where I feel comfortable and comfortable with my skills, so I'm gonna pursue that and gonna stay in this area and continue here. But that's the worst thing I could have done, or in general you could do, just staying in your comfort zone all the time. So I realized quickly that I need to kick myself out there, like whatever it takes. Because I know myself well enough to know that when I say I do something, then I'm gonna do it, doesn't matter what it costs. I'm stubborn like that. So yeah, I set myself some goals which involve getting myself out of the comfort zone, like literally out of my room, out of my house, hopefully into a right direction, or at least a direction I enjoy for the moment. So even though I had like no motivation at the beginning of the year and was questioning myself hardcore, I had so many breakdowns. It's not even funny. I still applied to all the conventions that technically sounded fun. Like, even though at the moment when I applied, I knew that I couldn't handle this, I still applied, and I was like, okay, I'll figure it out how to deal with all of that later. But first I need to say that I do it. And yeah, what better way to push yourself to actually do something than spending hundreds of euros on table fees. Yeah, so I applied for quite a lot of conventions. I think I've got into all of which I applied to, and I even applied to those of which I didn't know if I would have to go alone, because usually I go with an artist friend, but there were some, like one especially I'm thinking about, I didn't know if I would have to go alone, but I wanted to go there, or at least try if they take me again. So I even applied there. Doesn't matter how scary it was. Or like with the last convention in Stuttgart, which I also vlogged, I wanted to have like one of those bigger tables, because last year it was just a bit annoying in those tiny rows. So I applied for a big table, at this point not knowing what the fuck I'm gonna do. But yeah, I'm so glad I did this. The conventions, all of them, were one of the best times I had this year. For me, they always accumulate somehow to the end of the year. So I had 5 conventions in total, 4 of them after September, so it was a bit stressful, but yeah. But I had so many cool conversations with old and new people there. It was only my 2nd year at convention, so all of that is still really new and scary. But every time someone comes and tells me they've been to my booth before, I get so excited, because yeah, like it's such an honor to be recognized by people, or like your art is being recognized by people and them wanting to come back to you. I don't know, still feels kind of crazy, and it gives me some approval that I do something right. Like, my art cannot be that bad if people come again and again to me and want to buy something or just chat with me. Like, seeing people happy when they see my rats or something like that, it just, that already makes it worth it for me. So it also motivates me to do more. Like, if I know I have an event, I will get those things done that I planned. Even if that means night shifts. Not me staring at the empty Monster Energy cans. But seriously, I wanted to have like a big drop of keychains and new stickers. Big con season, how I like to call it. Yeah, and I managed that. So that's an achievement. And they also turned out like really cool. It's the Pierced Animal series. I've showed a couple of times before, and also some sticker packs, some new things I haven't done before. I wanted to get it done this year for the conventions, so that I am not only having rats and dinosaurs with me. Like, don't get me wrong, I love them, but I wanted to do more things, and I managed that. Also, I did some more additional things for my pride rats and some dinosaurs and all of that. So yeah, I did get some products done. I just don't know them all by my head. And for the last con, I even managed to I started a series of normal colored rats for people who don't like the dragon rats, but like rats in general. So I even got more done than I thought. And also I did Inktober. And yeah, I did Inktober. So even though I feel lazy sometimes because I am so slow with drawing and finishing stuff, I should acknowledge that I still got the shit done. It just feels like an artist, you can never produce enough. Like, not enough product, not enough content, not enough art, even though producing isn't even the right word when it comes to an art context. But you get what I mean. Like, creating art would be the better phrasing. I'm always competing against big companies with like unlimited resources and no morals, and also are e-slop now on the social medias. Like, it just feels sometimes like you need to put out stuff like a machine to be somehow recognized. Of course, you need to engage like or entertain your audience when you're an artist in some form. Especially if you want to build it, you need to put something out there so people can see it and see you. But we don't need to compete against ourselves and our sanity. I feel like I went on such a tangent right now, so let's get back to the topic, wherever the topic was. Another thing I did for myself to start enjoying drawing more again, like I used to before I was trying to market everything and just thinking about like, but is this professional? I just said F it and started doing fan art again. I started getting into drawing back then because I did fan art, and when I got into university it was like, I don't know, fan art seemed a bit like the devil, so I didn't really do it that often. But it's also because I like working on own projects and on OCs, and also with the mind of going to conventions. If I wouldn't have own creative works, it could be a bit difficult because technically you're not allowed to sell fan art. Yeah, but it's a whole other topic. Fan art's just a second thought for me most of the time lately, at the last years. But at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year, I don't know when it was, maybe June? Could it be June or July? I don't know. But one of my favorite singers launched some new songs, a whole album, but some of the tracks made me feel really nostalgic. Like, when I listen to them, I just feel a bit like I did when I was quite younger, and just listening to her music and drawing fan art of her or other stuff. So I was like, damn, I need to draw something. So I just did that without thinking if it needs to fit a certain standard I set up for myself. I just some silly little fan art, and to have also a little fangirl moment in this point. It got recognized and shared on the official HQ Instagram story, so that was an ego boost for like 3 hours. Then I realized it's just internet points. But not only that, I also relived the nostalgia that's the Wings Club series. If you're still listening to this yapping right now, I bet you've seen my Wings Club series here on YouTube where I redesigned the wing skirts to my liking with the aspect of the reboot coming out. This redesigning work finally kicked me back into regular drawing and the motivation to do so. So right now, even though I had a bit of a break from working because I was so sick, I don't feel so beaten up like I did last year this time around. Last December and a few months after, I honestly don't think I have gotten an artwork done that I actually enjoyed, and I was dreading the upcoming year and the conventions and the stuff that I had to do. As for right now, I feel really excited for next year. Also, I didn't thought that I would actually get my ass back on YouTube and actually have a handful of people watching, and all of you are highly appreciated. Lots of love to you. Random break in the topic, but when I think about the things that I've done in my artist journey, I tend to forget this point, even though it's kind of important. I don't know, maybe because it didn't lead to anything, it feels unfinished still. But around my questioning if I'm doing illustration and if it's even worth it with the situation around art stuffs and IE stuffs right now, I started and finished theoretical training for like tattoo artistry because I always loved tattoo art, and I've been in a tattoo studio before for internship week and always wanted to tattoo, so I thought, okay, fuck it, let's try it. And then I did this training and the test, and then I started even tattooing for a bit, and it actually went quite well, and it's fun, and I would love to do it, but my problem right now is finding a location. Yeah, I tend to overlook this achievement or the thing I've done because it feels like on hold right now. Like I did it, but I still don't have a proper studio space, so what's the matter? I don't know, it just feels unfinished, like, but I'm also not in a rush to become a tattoo artist like right now, so I want to do this, but I'm gonna wait and see what the time brings, and I want to work in a studio or like with people or like alone or whatever, but if I work in a studio or something, I want to feel comfortable there, because like a lot of studios are a bit weird, like this branch is also really hit and miss. Yeah, but no, it's always been something that I wanted to do for so long, because I'm always a fan of body mods. I don't have that much tattoos because I've always been broke, but I also like piercings and all of that, so I've always been into the body mod scene, so I always wanted tattooing, and I don't know, I'm rambling again. I definitely will look for opportunities to work on this part of my artistic career, but I won't force it. It comes when it should. Yeah. Anyway, so that brings me to the end part of this video. What's up for 2026? Well, I have many ideas and things in my head, but most importantly, I'm gonna step into the next year with the mantra in my head to just keep it going. Like, doesn't really matter where I go, just keep going forward somewhere. I don't want to burn myself out with something and putting all my energy on one thing again, then being fed up again, but rather steadily work on my goals. I want to focus more on keeping the balance between the fun part of the job, which is like the drawing part itself, and the necessities, which are like paper stuff you need to do, all the marketing, you know what I mean by that. I definitely want to do more conventions. I already applied for 5. I applied for more, but I already got declined for 2, which is sad. But anyway, I applied for 5, so let's see how it's been with them. And then there are like a handful of more which are not open yet, which I want to apply for. So maybe it's gonna be a full con year, or maybe no one wants me. And then we're gonna see what I'll do instead. So hopefully the focus will be on this part again, because that's just fun. Another goal I set myself is to actively learn again and learn more. Over the year I did some anatomy studies of humans and animals, some color studies, lighting studies, just like simple things, because that's just part of the drawing you look at references and you try to understand them. But I really want to put more focus on building on theoretical and also practical skill, especially when it comes to environments, because I'm lacking a lot there, as well as facial expressions and dynamic compositions. I think I have like a lot I can still learn, and storytelling. And all of that kind of ties in with my third point. I finally want to put more energy into completing a first part of my comic project. My bachelor's project was the beginning, or like the teaser of comic. So the teaser was finished, but for a whole storyline you obviously need more than 3 months. But I really enjoyed it. Wait, I can show you. I can show you what I already have. So I really enjoyed it, and I like the world I built and the characters. And I do think it has potential. I just need to put more time into it. This year I was just so burnt out from it and everything else that I didn't really focus on this project. But for the past weeks already, I started rewriting and fixing the outlines, fixing some plot holes, and also redesigning some characters. So that's going to the right direction. And I think that's enough to focus on for right now. Between all that, I still want to upload here. Maybe every other week is doable, like 2 times a month should be possible for me. For the channel, I already have some ideas I want to try out and some topics I want to tackle and formats that could be fun. Right now I'm just trying out what I like to do, but also what like you people want to watch, because as much fun as I'm having, if no one ever wants to watch these videos where I talk a lot, at some point there's no point in doing it. And this is the appeal for you to let me know what you would like to see from me. Yeah, you can tell me in the comments, or you can go back to my last community post. I posted one where I already asked this question. Also like a voting where you could just vote if you don't want to say anything. Yeah, but it would really help me out a lot and is really appreciated. Like any feedback. I want you to also enjoy this here. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I talked quite a lot. Yeah, but 2025 was not the best year for me. It could have been worse. I'm glad that I managed to switch it around somewhere along the line, and that I'm now here where I am. But I just hope that next year is gonna be better, and I'm gonna work on that, so it will be better. I already put some new art on my walls to start the vibes right. So I hope all of you had a good holiday time. If you celebrated, if you're not celebrated, I still hope you had a good time. And if not, it's going to be better. I hope you all are okay. Wherever you are in your journey right now, whether it be art related or not. Being unsure and scared sometimes if you're doing the right thing is okay, it's totally normal. Just take a step back, rethink your options, and then work on these goals. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next year.